Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another royal news video. We had so many beautiful photographs yesterday of the Princess of Wales. Today's video is going to be obviously underwhelming because we've got to talk about some stuff that's come out to do with Harry and Meghan. Let's start with Harry. I think we all knew that Harry was not really going to have anything revealed with his visa status. It's funny, isn't it, that the judge was like, no, we're going to protect his privacy, to all of a sudden the judge went, yes, okay, we will reveal parts of it, but we're going to redact stuff. And I think many people predicted that they were going to redact anything incriminating. But they redacted so much stuff. I mean, look at this. You literally can't see anything. It's so ridiculous. It was completely pointless. And they still didn't even answer the question, did he declare that he has had issues with drugs, that he takes drugs, quite like he spoke about in Spare. So the main reason why this court case started has not actually been resolved. So the Heritage Foundation are going to keep fighting. Now, what obviously did become very clear is Harry is obviously still being treated differently to the average American. Can anybody really be surprised by that? Any other celebrities such as Amy Winehouse, Boy George, Nigella Lawson, they got kicked out of the USA. They weren't allowed to come back into the USA. They had to fight to get their visas reinstated. But Harry doesn't even have this information revealed to the public, thus proving what many people have been speculating for a long time. He is not just on an A1 visa, he is on an A1 head of state visa. This would mean that he was probably not vetted by the US authorities for his past drug use. The A1 head of state visa is used by heads of state and royal family members. The normal A1 visa is distinguishable because it is meant for senior diplomats. Holder of the A1 visa, such as an ambassador, are supposed to come to the US to work on behalf of their home country. And as we know, Harry is not working on behalf of anyone apart from his own back pockets. The A1 head of state visa allows Harry to come and to go as much as he likes. He is not held accountable for taxes in America, which is my understanding. So of course, with this news coming out, it's angered a lot of Americans because it seems that whilst Harry preaches about accountability, it would seem that he is yet again getting away with not having to have any accountability for his own actions. So of course Harry and Meghan got on a freedom flight. They did the whole story in the narrative for Netflix. They wanted to escape the constraints of a royal family. They wanted to earn their own way in the world, carve their own path, but they still want to keep all of the privileges, which they have because Harry is the king's son, so he has, by the looks of it, got this special visa. Harry is in the 1% by his birthright. And Harry, being Harry, picks this time when people are already irritated with him for messing in politics, for trashing the Constitution, for all of the other things that Harry has done, messing with free speech, aligning himself with certain government agencies, and of course taking a lot of money from USAID. He decides, I know what I'll do. I'll arrange a patch stroll where I'm photographed getting out of my car looking smug and grinning to myself because I know I'm untouchable. But if I were Harry, I would be a little bit more concerned because he has now opened another can of worms, because surely him being on such a specialist visa would justify the use of American taxpayers' dollars to be used for his private protection. Maybe not fully, but certainly in part, because that is in the public's interest. They want to know if their tax money in any way, shape or form is being used to go towards these two. And other questions that are going to continue coming towards Harry and Meghan is, why did they pay the then president's daughter $250,000 or $200,000 to go to her wellness centre? I mean, talk about conflict of interest. You're fighting to keep your information about your visa quiet, and you make a huge $250,000 lump sum payment to the president's daughter. So yes, I do completely understand why Americans are very frustrated and very irritated, but it would seem that the Heritage Foundation is not going to let sleeping dogs lie. They're not going to let this stop, because the whole thing was, did he lie about taking drugs, yes or no? And I'm sorry, but it's pretty obvious that Harry has fought this tooth and nail, so it's clear that he hasn't been telling the truth somewhere, or it's the American government that have been giving him a free pass, and it would seem with these latest redactions that makes this completely pointless. Well, that's continuing, isn't it? But there was one thing that was uncovered with this redaction. There was one sentence here that does make me think that doesn't look good, does it? And I want your opinions on it. This bit here, can you see point 11? In this case, there is no privacy waiver by the Duke and the documents, blank. He has not publicly or officially disclosed, blank. There is the potential of harm in the form of harassment if his exact blank is revealed. Now, some people have said it's an STD. Come on, it's not going to be an STD, don't be silly. But it could be a criminal record. There is no denying that Harry was very, very volatile when he was younger, drinking, doing drugs, fighting with photographers. There are lots of rumours circulating that people have been covering up for Harry for many, many years. And the fact that it says that if this is disclosed, the potential of harm in the form of harassment. So people would be so angry with him that it could endanger him and he could get harassed. So now it makes you think, well, what did he get caught doing this time? Now, moving away from Harry, let's talk about Gwyneth Paltrow, who took the front cover of Vanity Fair, but in a rather different and more glamorous style than Harry and Meghan, because Vanity Fair was using her as the cover star. They wanted to hear about Gwyneth's life, whereas Harry and Meghan's cover was about absolutely trashing them. But Gwyneth was asked lots of questions in it, as you would expect, but Harry and Meghan came up. I don't know Meghan and Harry. I'm surprised given how close they live. I mean, I've met Meghan, who seems really lovely, but I don't know her at all. Maybe I'll try to get through their security detail and bring them a pie. It might just be the way that I'm reading it, but I can really feel there's an undertone there. The writer pushed further, and Gwyneth made it very clear that she had not watched any of Meghan's show on Netflix. And then when pushed about Meghan's new venture being similar to Goop, the writer makes it clear that Gwyneth was unthreatened. Her wording, without mentioning Meghan directly, Gwyneth said, "When there's noise about certain women in the culture, I do have a strong instinct to stand up for them. I was raised to see other women as friends, not foes. I think there's always more than enough to go round. Everybody deserves an attempt at everything they want to try. Another woman is not your competition. What is right for you will find you." Obviously, Gwyneth was brought up with sound advice from her mother, actress Blythe Danner, but I can really hear an acid-tongued edge throughout everything that she was saying. It's the fact that she made it very clear that they are most definitely not friends. So when Meghan went to the sushi bar and Cameron Diaz was spotted outside with Benji, Gwyneth was apparently inside. And I can imagine I know where they got that story from, the same person that actually rang the paparazzi to take her photographs as she was going inside the restaurant. But it's the way she says, "I've met her. She seems lovely." Notice it's not "she is lovely." Another bit that I'm certain is a barb was when she said, "I was raised to see other women as friends, not foes." We know that Gwyneth has a lot of love and a lot of respect for the Princess of Wales, someone who Meghan directly made her competition from the moment that she got her toe behind the palace walls as part of her game plan to isolate Harry. And let's not forget that when Meghan was a working royal, she was getting staff to shop around for freebies, despite knowing that it wasn't allowed, and she wanted to wear certain items of jewellery and clothing to be able to merch it. One woman who gave Meghan some of her products was jewellery designer Jennifer Meyer, a long-term friend of Gwyneth Paltrow and lots of other Hollywood A-listers. When Meghan got caught merching, she threw Jennifer under a bus and her company was publicly told off by Buckingham Palace for using Meghan to try and sell their designs, causing Jennifer some embarrassment. I can imagine that that's not easily forgotten in Hollywood, especially when you were the one asking for freebies. But my favourite line from the interview is, Everybody deserves an attempt at everything. And let's be honest, Meghan is attempting everything all at once and with disastrous and entertaining consequences. She's probably got irritated with the amount of comparisons. Oh, Meghan's coming for your crown. And she's probably like, listen, she might have tried that with the Queen in England, but she's not stealing my crown. And the fact that Gwyneth does come from Hollywood royalty and Meghan is still that desperate D-list, deal or no deal girl that went from event to event, getting her photograph taken with celebrities in hopes that people might think that she was one. I mean, take this, Kerry Washington, right? Meghan's wearing a dress that Kerry Washington had previously worn and she's cozying up to her. Kerry didn't know who she was. She didn't care who she was. These two didn't make friends. It's only years later that Meghan is now married to Harry that Kerry and Meghan have started hanging about. Meghan is still that same person, desperate to get herself on any carpet, gatecrash any event, so she can walk up and down and pretend that she's really famous and deserves to be there. Meghan is more infamous than she is famous, and she's certainly not there because of her own talent. At least not the sort of talents that I could possibly say in this video. But another story to do with Meghan, and you guys, your brain will be blown. You're not going to believe this one. This one is so shocking. Meghan has run into more problems with the Trademark office with regards to her trademark for as ever. Can you believe she hasn't done the paperwork properly? She hasn't even signed her signature. Yes, basic level admin. I'm pretty certain a school leaver would know that when you're handing over an official document, especially to do with companies, where it says sign and date here, that might be something that you would need to do, you know? But not Meghan, time and time again. I think she honestly is just messing with the Trademark office at this point because it's been everything and she makes the same mistake over and over and over. She didn't trademark art type. She messed around with that and dragged that on for months. Then she obviously did it with American Riviera Orchard, and then she's changed that now to as ever, acting like it was always meant to be. Cat's out of the bag, guys. And the Trademark office haven't just said over the fact she didn't sign her documents. It's the fact that she's not clear again on what she's selling, because I don't think Meghan knows what she's going to be selling. The point is that Meghan has launched and she has got no products to sell. I don't think she's even got factories working for her. Yes, there's lots of pictures going around of the products that Meghan is eventually going to sell. She's got her little jammy labels, or sorry, preserve or spread labels, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think anything is in production. It's already been reported that when this second part of this show airs, she may still not have products out there. And considering Netflix are already in the process of launching those shops, I can't help but feel that these are stories that just are not going to come to fruition. Her paperwork was again returned to her because she has not been very clear when she lists her products. So who is doing her paperwork? She's always bragging about how many successful people and executives work for Archwell, yet this basic level admin is never done by anybody. Meghan and her business ventures are a total disaster. It's complete chaos. She's just honestly baffling. Surely she's tired of being embarrassed on the worldwide stage. Surely she is feeling just a little bit now of the pressures of the fact that she keeps messing up everything she touches. The reverse Midas touch. Obviously anything that she touches, it just turns to complete and utter. So guys, tell me your thoughts on this. What do you think about the visa situation with Harry? I know some of you guys are super angry. I can see that all over social media. Do you think the Heritage Foundation will ever find out if Harry did or did not take drugs? Or do you think this is now just pointless? It's pretty obvious that Harry is always going to be protected because he is simply King Charles's second son. Have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye.